Morning guys, this is Roxanne again, and I've been meaning to do the nutritional videos for you. We're going to start this morning with our foals and how we feed our foals, and Brock is with me this morning. He always feeds with me in the mornings, so he's watching Blue's Clues and I am feeding. So I'm going to start with the type of hay we feed on our foals that are weanlings. That are already off their moms. That's what I'm going to start with today. So weanlings. Our weanlings, we feed them free choice alfalfa. Good, clean alfalfa. And I'll show you an example of the alfalfa that we have currently. It's a little different than what we're feeding free choice, because the free choice alfalfa we buy is the great big 4x4 bales. And we just put a whole bale out there, pull the strings off, put it in a feeder, and they eat on it when they want to. And then obviously they're turned out on pasture. So if there's grass available, they have grass as well. And then we free choice feed them. ADM feeds Junior Glow as well. It's a pelleted feed. I'll show that to you here in a second. Right now I'll start with showing you some of the alfalfa hay that we have currently and what it looks like, so you can see kind of what we're feeding. Okay, so this is some of the alfalfa that we have the opportunity to feed right now. This is a small square, and like I said, what we are feeding our weanlings currently is a big 4x4 bale of some alfalfa that is really similar to this quality. But as you see, we've got a lot of leaf here, not a lot of big stems. The stems we do have are small and easy to kind of chew and process. And it's just a really bright green color. It's pretty darn good alfalfa. It's clean. There's no bugs. And it's pretty good stuff. So we bought this hay. It came from Oregon. We got lucky to find this stuff that we're feeding right now. And the big 4x4 squares that we're feeding are pretty similar. Of course, when you get it in a big 4x4 square bale, it's maybe not quite as clean. Here's the big bales that we are feeding. And we just put one of these bales out in a hay feeder that's covered for our weanlings, and we pull the strings off and they just eat on it as they want. So here is one of my weanlings from this year that has been on our feeding program. Please excuse the stall. I have not cleaned stalls yet this morning. She's in a stall because she had a hernia repair on her belly, but she is actually younger than a lot of my weanlings. She is going to be right at about, she's about 5 months now, maybe getting close to 6 months. We weaned her early because her mother raised 2 babies this year. She took an orphan baby, and so we needed to wean this one and her little orphan brother early because they were really drawn on the mare. But you can see this filly gets free choice alfalfa in the barn, as well as free choice Junior Glow ADM's feed, and I'll go over the nutrient content with you. We'll pull the feed tag here in a second, but this filly is looking pretty good. I really like her body condition score. I like how she's starting to fill out. I like that she's got some shine to her coat. She's still shedding off her baby hair, so it's maybe not as shiny as it could be, but I feel like the feeding program that we have, giving them the opportunity to get all the nutrients that they need, it gives them that opportunity to really lay down the muscle and the bone and the growth that maybe not feeding them as well, can give them. I think that you get one opportunity to feed these babies and give them a chance to grow and produce and lay down the muscle and the conformation. A lot of that is genetics, but if you feed them well and you feed them right and you give them every chance to have everything they need, you're giving them a better opportunity from the start to make the kind of horse that they can be, to reach their potential, I really feel like. Now, having said that, you do have to watch these babies' knees and joints when giving them this much protein. You've really got to monitor that pretty close. If they start to get some swollen knees or some swollen hocks, you got to back them down off of that much protein, because it's quite a bit of protein with the free choice Junior Glow and the free choice alfalfa, and you know, a lot of grass. Well, we're running out of grass right now. It's that time of year, but you do have to watch them. You have to watch their joints. You have to watch and make sure that you're not overdoing things. And if you are, then you have to get that particular baby out of that pen, and you got to kind of back off of the protein content that you're giving them. So we'll go down here, we'll grab a feed tag, I'll show you the feed that we're feeding, and then we'll also look at our weanlings that are living outside. Okay, this is what we feed all of our weanlings and our broodmares in their 3rd trimester. We will feed it to some 2-year-olds. If they come in the barn, they've just been started and they haven't been on our feeding program. They maybe have come from an outside, from a customer, and they're just needing a little bit extra nutrition, a little extra boost, especially when they first start training, because it can be hard on them. So this is called Junior Glow. It's by ADM Feeds. We feed all ADM feeds just from trial and error. That's what's worked best for us. And as you can see, okay, no whole corn or cornstarch. So the ADM feeds are real big on being high digestible fibers and low starches. So corns, whole oats, those are starches, and you know, I think that you can feed better stuff, and obviously horses don't process those whole corn, those starches, they just don't process them very well. But I don't want to get off on that tangent because there's a lot of people that do well feeding their horses whole oats, and so I don't want to do that. But this is what we feed. We really like it. Here is the feed tag. So we're looking at a 19% protein, and let me see if I can steady my phone here, and a 6% fat. So that is what we're feeding as far as grain to these weanlings. And then we're doing this free choice. I'll show you how we do that. And then we're also doing a free choice alfalfa. So we give them quite a bit of protein. Like I said, you've got to watch those babies. You've got to make sure they're not growing too fast. You've got to make sure that their joints, their knees and stuff are not swelling up and getting epiphysitis. And if you are, then you're overdoing it, and you've got to back them down a little bit. But I also want to show you the ingredients on this feed. The first ingredient is stabilized rice bran, and then you go alfalfa, and so on and so forth. You guys can kind of read through this. ADM has got this figured out with their ingredients. They're very consistent with their ingredients, and there's not a lot of change in their feeds. It's always the same. And we just see this feed put a bloom on those babies like none other. So this is what we like, this is what we feed, and we'll run outside and see how we feed ours that live outside. Okay, so these are my 3 weanlings that live outside. This is the hay feeder that we've got. As you can see, my husband builds these, and we keep these in under a loafing shed. So if it rains, you know, it doesn't ruin the hay. And this is what they've been working on, this big 4x4 bale of alfalfa. Oh gosh, we're going on 3 weeks now. There were 5 weanlings in here. My 1 filly's in the barn, and then we had a friend's filly for a while. But these 3 are mine. The 2 on the right, the 2 little boys, are May babies, and the girl on the left, she's a February baby. So she's the oldest of the crew. That big filly in the barn is actually late April, early May baby. This one on the right is the orphan that we've raised. But anyway, you can just see what we do is these 2 hanging feeders. I'll come in here with a full 5-gallon bucket of that Junior Glow feed, and I just pour it in here. I did the same over there. They'll just come in and they'll pick at it whenever they want to. They'll come in, like right now, they're eating a little bit. They'll eat a few bites, get a few mouthfuls, get full, and then they'll wander off. And then they'll come back and eat on it, and they'll wander off. And we just feed this stuff free choice. We found this works really well for us. I mean, we feed it up under this awning, so if it rains, it doesn't get ruined, it doesn't get spoiled. But these are my kiddos, and we feel like we're giving them the the best opportunity to grow and develop and lay down that muscle and bone that they need to be performance horses for us. I forgot to tell you guys also that all these ADM feeds, the Junior Glow included, they do put a balanced mineral package in those feeds just automatically. They also put some probiotics and some prebiotics to help them process those feeds. We also offer a free choice mineral, a loose free choice mineral. And I mean, obviously we've got, it's kind of sad looking right now, but we also put a white salt block out here in all of our pens for all of our horses. So I think that that's pretty much everything on how we feed our weanlings. Please post if you have any questions or if you have any comments. We're really wanting to communicate with you guys and kind of see how you do things that work for you. We haven't always fed our babies like this. In the past, we have kind of gone a little less on the feed, on the protein and such, and on the fat with them. But we just kind of find that this is what's been working best for us on our weanlings. And I mean, this filly, she looks really good. She's a little on the fat side, but her knees are not swollen. Her joints are not big, so she's getting just what she needs. I'm giving her every opportunity with this feeding program to be the horse that she can be. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.